big news that broke yesterday. This is from the New York Times. Just put it up there on the screen, which is that the Inspector General's office within the Department of Transportation, of which Elaine Chao, who is Mitch McConnell's wife, was Secretary of Transportation under President Trump, is basically the Inspector General has referred or has asked the matter to the Department of Justice as to whether she, quote, repeatedly used her office staff to help family members who run a shipping business with extensive ties to China. Obviously, this is a very tricky one, in particular politically, because she is the wife of Senator Mitch McConnell, the leader of Republicans. But this is something which has basically been an open question in Washington for a long time. And most people on the right are not willing to talk about it because the McConnell people will just try to destroy her career. But the truth is that her and her family have immense business ties to a large shipping conglomerate worth hundreds of millions of dollars, which has immense ties to the CCP. And it's hypocritical, in particular, whenever they talk about China and others, that you are not willing to mention these business ties, which rightfully we talk about with Hunter Biden and others as possibly corrupting influences, and not mention Elaine Chao and her own role as the head of two departments of the United States government in her career and her continued family holdings.
So here's what
as expected, I don't see any coverage of this in right-wing media. They are the masters of suppression. I have literally watched them suppress dozens and dozens of stories in 2021. Dozens of stories from the Capitol attack alone. They suppressed the impeachment trial. And now this is going to be the latest story that they just completely don't discuss. So what do you think the effect is over time if you get most of your news from conservative media? A massive, massive blind spot. Certainly, because people think so black and white, if you're conservative and you hear this video, you're going to think automatically, well, what about what the left does? Yeah, I call them out too. Let's stay on topic. The amount of stories that the left has suppressed, man, it's nothing compared to what the right does. In fact, if you are betting money, you are, let's say it's a little bit dangerous to bet on suppression from the left. Beyond, of course, Antifa riots. That's something they're definitely consistent with. But it's dangerous betting on the left suppressing things because they're certainly very partisan, but even as partisan as they are, they're much, much more willing to expose their own side. MSNBC exposing Biden as a potential rapist. CNN exposing Pelosi as a phony, right? Not all, but tons and tons of channels posting tons and tons of videos exposing Cuomo for his sexual harassment stuff. I mean, they talked about it a year ago, and now they've been all over it. Prior to right-wing media lying and making videos saying that they weren't talking about it, they literally made videos talking about it. Then right-wing media says, "Hey, they don't want to talk about it," while they're talking about it. But they can do that because people in that bubble, they're not checking this stuff out. They're not questioning anything, right? They just eat this stuff up. Over time, you are just creating these massive blind spots where your audience doesn't know about so many things, and then they make judgments and assessments about their worldview based on a warped view of reality. So a lot of their preoccupation with the left or liberals, which is ironically similar to the left's obsession with Donald Trump, right? Each side having this irrational obsession with a thing. I mean, there could be a story, I don't mean this literally, of course, there could be a story of one of the biggest red states that hundreds of conservatives are being killed, right? And assuming it's not cancel culture related, because if that's the case, then I definitely want to talk about it. But let's say alien invasion, they would be talking about the left. So as this big red state is, hundreds of people getting killed, Republicans getting killed, right-wing media will be talking about different stories about owning the libs, right? Did you hear what Pelosi said about the stimulus bill? Like, dude, Republicans are being slaughtered. Are you going to talk about this? Not really. Let's talk about the libs. Or if they talk about it, they're going to make it about the libs. The reason why aliens are killing people in this red state is because the liberals, with their open borders, I don't think extraterrestrials are going to be coming in through open borders. Anyway, this is the ultimate in hypocrisy. Ties to the Communist Party, part of the Trump administration. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Where is Tim Pool? Where is Blaze TV? Where is... Let's actually take a look at conservative Twitter and see what it is, what it do, what it be. Okay, there's her name. Let's make this 304. All right, let's check. No results. Not a single conservative cares to talk about a direct connection to the Communist Party. Potentially. Chao. Nothing. Let's check out their YouTube channels. Fox. Gotta love censorship from Fox News. Nothing from Newsmax. Blaze TV, of course. They will not talk about this. It's one of the most propaganda channels I know. Tim Pool, perhaps. Antifa, Stages, Dr. Seuss. Louder with Crowder. Nothing. Crowder Bits. Nothing. Ben Shapiro. Nothing. Officer Tatum, of course not. Conservative Twins, of course not. Ruin Report. Nah. No one wants to talk about Elaine Chao. No one wants to talk about the Capitol attack. No one wants to talk about white supremacist groups tripling in size. No one wants to talk about 6 million Jews were not enough, seen at the Capitol. 3%ers. No one wants to show the impeachment trial. No one wants to talk about the Republican attorney who encouraged people to cheat in the Georgia election on video. No one wants to talk about the Trump supporters who actually did election fraud and who were charged and arrested. Just want to talk about wagons and viral videos from Facebook. Right. This is the Debate Me channel. Debate Me comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.